Hi. Ja, voor mij moet alles. Ja, hoi. Welkom bij de tweede aflevering van mijn stream over Elex. Vorige aflevering waren we met een ontmoeten mannetje die aardig wil praten en ons naar een stadje heeft gebracht. Nu gaan we de stad verkennen en gaan we eens kijken hoe het gaat. Ik ben benieuwd, dus we gaan het zien. Let's go. Wat behoorlijk lekker. Een leuke dag geweest, dus binnenkort hoop ik ook een betere mic te hebben, zodat jullie mij beter kunnen verstaan. Voor nu is het nog een beetje slecht, maar daar komt dus verandering in. Want ja, het is een beetje afstand. Hier staan we op de brug waar we vorige keer geëindigd waren. Ik ga even kijken of ik een beetje de story terug kan halen. Nou, zo. Fancy, fancy. Even kijken. Wat dan allemaal van ons af. Public clerics. Disinfection. Zo. Dat is aardig. Even kijken. De map was dit. Allemaal spulletjes. Wel een workbench gevonden. Ja. Nou, Darius was dus de gast die die we ontmoet hadden. De praatgraaf Darius. Van een verschrikkelijk gastje. En we zijn nu dus in de city of Golef aangekomen. En we gaan nu even kijken hoe Golef er van binnen uitziet. Let's go! Oh, er is toch een ander mannetje mag kopen. Hey, achievement!
Alright, you can stop there. In the name of the Hooded Crows, and with the power invested in me by the warlords of Goliath, I hereby challenge you to state who you are and what you want. You should know that Goliath is eternally vigilant in its search for Alps.
Dura sent me here.
Oh, you're one of Duris's hand-me-ons, are ya? You better think about reporting to Ragnar, or one of the other warlords when you get in then. They'll check you're not an Alb spy. Alright, alright. You can go in, but all weapons must remain sheathed. Start anything, and a paladin will turn you to ash faster than you can say, I wish that Duras guy hadn't sent me here. Oh, and don't steal anything, or flash technology around. I don't expect any more or less from you.
Ja,
Understood.
Good.
vriendelijk kan
Then I
landen.
welcome you in the name of the Berserkers.
Even kijken.
Who are the Hooded Crows?
We are the warrior clan of the Berserkers. Our warlord Ragnar, proven in battle, worthy defender of Goliath, leads us as we stand to defend our cause from all who would oppose it, from within or without. We stand as guardians for fairness and justice, equality and order. All who wish to join the Berserkers must answer to Ragnar.
Who's Ragnar?
How can you not have heard of him? Ragnar the Fierce? Ragnar son of Bajar? He is
Nooit
the
van
highest
gehoord.
warlord here in Goliath. Literally, he lives up there in the ruins from the old world.
Nou, hoe is in charge hier? Dan hoef ik dus niet te vragen, maar zullen we het even doen? Ik gok Ragnar.
Who's in charge here?
Weren't you listening?
Ja.
As long as Thorold, the great pilgrim and master of all magic, is away on retreat, Ragnar, warlord of the Hooded Crows, is in charge. Warlord of warlords, mighty and just, he is an example to us all. I wouldn't go knocking on his door unless you're serious about joining us. But you might get lucky and see him in the lower quarter. He likes to keep an eye on things personally.
Right, got it.
That's why Duras sent you here? To be recruited? You better join us and not the outlaws if you want to live. Follow the laws, impress people, and Ragnar might see fit to let you become a berserker. Break the laws, and we'll break you.
Zo.
So, your leader Thorold is not in the city?
No. Master Thorold,
De
the
beeld een beetje
pilgrim,
raar, dat ligt
glorious,
niet aan mij,
great,
maar
and
dat ligt
wise,
echt
has
aan het
gone
spel.
into retreat. There he seeks answers. From there he will return to bring us victory. He will return as soon as his mission is successful. Until then, he has given Warlord Ragnar command of Goliath.
Okay, I've got it.
Jongen, jongen.
It sounds like you're expecting trouble.
Outlaws, clerics, and now the Albs starting wars, and that's before we talk about mutants. Where have you been if you don't think there's trouble in the world? But don't worry, you'll be safe here. No.
Eens even kijken, hoor, want ik hoor de hele tijd geluid. Even kijken. Music. Iets zoeken.
Albs getting past me.
Is there somewhere I can stay in Goliath?
Maybe down by the tavern or with the cultivators. Try the lower quarter. There's room there for honest men. Pay your way or work for your stay and you'll be welcome. We are the protectors of Magalan, and we welcome all free people.
Ja.
So, what can I do during my stay?
Can you handle a weapon?
Yes.
Then you'll find work. We're short of people since the attacks began.
This place doesn't sound too safe.
Where is? With the Albs looking to tear down this whole world.
You're short of people?
Everyone's lost people to the Albs. Workers, cultivators, warriors. They're all looking for more hands. You'll need to earn your place. But there are tasks for all hands. And the shards to pay for them.
You use shards as money?
What else are you going to use? Everyone uses Elex as money. And don't start on with trying to barter your way with raptor shit. You'll need Elex or decent old world scrap if you want to make a deal.
Nou, het is allemaal best duidelijk geworden. We zijn dus niet echt van de techniek en dat soort rommel. Dus we gaan het meemaken. Code effect. Nou, dat vinden we betekent.
Are you looking for something specific? Another incomer. Are you here to trade, fight, or just add another mouth to the masses? Because unless we get help, I don't know how we're gonna keep feeding the people we've already got here. They are supposed to be able to conjure stuff up with their magic, but can they do that with supplies? Can they magic up the food we need? No, they can't.
It doesn't sound like you're getting the help you deserve.
Don't pretend like you feel sorry for me. People like you are only interested in the power that comes from magic, not the problems of common folk. But then, what does magic do for me when I'm hungry? In any case, I won't let myself be deceived. Even if our magic can protect us from what is out there, it is no replacement for a full stomach.
What do you have to trade?
You can take a look at our stock. The selection is more limited than I'd like, but it's what we have. Of course, if we weren't besieged by outlaws, albs, and we're still pen-pushing bureaucrats, I could offer you more.
I need better weapons and armor.
I can't help you there. You can only get that sort of thing from our blacksmith. But he'll only sell to berserkers. And even if you're a berserker of the right rank, he will make sure it costs you.
How much?
A good few shards for sure. But if you've worked your way up through the ranks to be eligible, you should have earned a lot on the way. And the more hands we have working in Goliath, the more chance I have of getting the help I need.
Nou, dat kan ik dus niet.
It sounds like you have a problem.
Oh, I wish it was only one. But let's start with the Ison clan, promising me regular deliveries from the Valley of the Damned. And then failing to get them
Van mij die gaat zo
It's time Master Thorol's returned from his retreat to put this right. But like everyone else, it seems like he has plans greater than, say, making sure everyone gets fed. If we don't get that food, we'll be living on hope and fresh air. Then, why should you care if our warlords don't?
If you don't get the food,
Can I help?
You? Well, not one to turn down that sort of offer. My only motive is to keep people fed. If I'm going to achieve that, I need someone to talk to Angrim. I need someone to persuade him how serious the situation is. These warriors seem to think that fighting is the only thing that matters. But let's see them try fighting when they've not eaten for a week. Can you tell Angrim that's how bad it is? That if we don't start getting boxes of supplies, then the only thing he'll have to eat is boxes.
I will speak to Angrim for you.
Thank you. My hunters are doing their best. But we can't get by without those food supplies from the valley.
Okay.
Teach me something.
Of course.
Here you can spend your yarn points. Helaas, helaas, helaas. Wat ik wel heel gaaf eraan vind is het feit van licht en donker als je in een huisje bent of iets anders aan het doen bent. Dat is wel echt heel cool gedaan.
Put that technology away.
Just what will happen if we all begin to rely on machines?
Ja, ik ben wel heel triest nu van de vuilnisbelt volgens mij aan het pikken. Maar ja, ik heb het nodig. Zo, dan naar iets naar beneden. Dat gaan we niet doen.
Get out of here, will you?
Tuurlijk.
Ah, Gunfast. What news from the fields?
You hear Yora's still looking for volunteers to go up to the converter?
Good luck to him. I don't know anyone who's going to risk that journey in a hurry.
You hear an outlaw's been spotted up around the main gate?
You're the second person to tell me that today.
What is going on?
Oh yeah, Ragnar's always popping in here to let me know his plans.
We're getting the seedlings in. I think the next few crops should go well.
Hard work pays off. Cultivators, the shoulders upon which all berserkers stand. Warlord or warrior, we should... What have we here? Welcome to the Berserkers. You want to make it all the way to the top? You must observe our sacred traditions. Most sacred of all, never have an empty glass. Tell me, what brings you here?
Is this your tavern?
It is indeed. Tavern, home from home, resting place for the hard-working man. We offer shelter to all loyal berserkers. You want something to drink?
Give me a drink.
What'll it be?
Ik denk dat we maar een beach hebben.
I can never tell if you're being serious.
Those Albs got what they deserve. Maybe they'll think twice before raiding us again.
Hasn't stopped them so far. They don't seem to care how many of their own kind die.
Tell me. Have you heard anything about the Albs recently?
Well, it's said that they were very active a few days ago. One of them Albs, Elex, they say, seemed to be very interested in the old observatory in the mountains up there to the west.
Elex. Do you know where he is now?
He and his troops went north. Pity. He made it out just before the force sent after him got there. Must have had a fright. There've been no more Albs seen since then.
Do you know where in the north he has gone?
I don't really get any news from past the first border region up there in the highlands of Abessa. There's not many berserkers prepared to venture far into the Icelands. Hardly anyone who's seen the Ice Palace has returned alive.
Oké.
Do you know anyone who made it all the way down to the Ice Palace?
Not that is still alive. There were a few warriors, but we lost them in the last attack.
Why do you use such old weapons?
What? You think you can't kill someone with a sword? You don't need Elex weapons to survive. You ask the elves. Their technology against our magic, and they're the ones in the ground.
Maybe the Berserkers just got lucky.
Ha! Are you one of those people that looks at a shiny gun and thinks it's progress? Elex rots whatever it touches. Look at the elves. They might as well be mutants. They're unnatural.
What's so good about nature?
Have a beer, and you can taste it. Nature is magic. Real magic. Took the comet for people to realize that. So, that's what we do here. We work with nature. Nature gives us mana, and mana gives us magic.
Who are the Berserkers?
We're the only real free people there are. I know, we have our laws. But better that than a knife at your throat like the outlaws. Or an Elex edition like those elves. We're working together to make this world better. You work hard here, you're rewarded. There's no others will be so fair to you.
Oké.
Oh, you know Cran, don't you? He was in here earlier.
De blacksmith. Dat was de stadpijn. Dit is een winkeltje. Toch een beetje zoeken naar iets van een blacksmith.
Hey, what's that you're hiding there?
What are you talking about?
There, on your arm. What is that?
It's an adjuter. Haven't you seen one before?
I've seen one. I've seen several. It's Elex technology, and that sort of device is forbidden to berserkers here in Goliath. Carrying a piece like that openly on your arm could get you into trouble.
I'm not carrying it. It's an implant.
An implant? Well, that gives you a reason for not removing it. Well, you don't look like an owl. Too much color in your cheeks, too much shine in your eyes. That and you've not tried to kill me. Still, best you know that should you find any other Elex technology on your travels, you should take it to the pit for disposal.
How do you get anything done without technology?
We haven't rejected technology completely. We have rejected Elex technology. And as you can see around you, we have done fine without it. A clean life. Life as it was before the comet. Life grown from mana. Now, that's a better use for Elex than building devices. So, we collect technology, extract the Elex from it, and throw the scrap into the pit.
Eigenlijk is een soort van discriminatieachtige shit. Echt.
The pit?
That's where we take all forbidden technology. Once the Elex has been extracted there, it goes to the mana shrine, and the junk left over goes down into the pit. We cure the soil of Elix's poison and use it for healing. You will find our healers on the upper ring. They'll show you how we use its power.
If Elex is so bad, why do you trade using Elexit?
You mean, why not turn it into mana?
It's Elex, isn't it?
Yes, but the concentration in it is just too low to produce mana. Maybe one day we'll manage it, but until then, it's useful. Everyone spends it, so we do too. I'm glad it's the Pilgrim and the Warlord who have to decide all these things. It makes my head hurt.
So, you won't be confiscating my Elexit?
Oh, we need as much of it as possible to buy the things we need. So please, trade while you're here.
So if you need Elex, why do you want to get rid of it?
Ah, Amrek's paradox. We are told Elex is the center of all ills in the world, and yet it is also the cure. So we collect it, transmute it, and hope we can win the race against those who would use it for destruction.
Ja.
You could help us with that.
You want me to collect Elex?
You must have seen that monster made of metal that sits on the horizon? That Alb converter?
What about it?
The Albs built it to refine Elex here in Edan, but our warriors forced them to abandon it. That machine is a thing abhorrent to nature, but we can make use of it. Well, of the Elex in it. Amrek's paradox. Let's take that horror and make it magic. It won't be an easy task, but I need to get some parts from the converter that have a high Elex concentration in them. Can you do that?
And if I get caught bringing Elex into Goliath?
You have my absolute word that this is official business. I told you, we need this. Amrek and the Pilgrim agree. Magic is nature's cure. Technology, its curse. The world hearts will purify Magalan without the need for machines. It's up to us to tidy up the mess that those machines have already made.
I will get you the converter parts you want.
Good. Great. Thank you. Be careful, though. Last guy we sent disappeared. He promised he'd be back quickly. Never seen again.
Nou, dat was niet de blacksmith, maar wel even lekker met een wafel.
You're new here, right? You're an incomer? Tell me, what do you think about our laws? Do you think they should be strict, or just used as guidelines?
Strict. Otherwise, why have them?
It's time you had an education.
Why are you asking me about laws?
Well, you're not one of us. So, I'm surprised you know about our laws. Listen, can I ask you a favor? As an outsider, you're not bound by our laws. Not as much as a true berserker.
What help do you need?
I believe I saw someone in the pit. Then he escaped. He's sort of hanging around outside town, down that path near the gate. I think he's an outlaw. I'm only guessing, but I think he must be after the equipment we throw down there into the pit. If it is really one, then he has to disappear.
Why don't you tell the guards?
No, they're... If that's a real outlaw, they couldn't deal with him. They're not top-notch. That's why they're here, not on the front line. No, I wouldn't want to put them in danger, but you look like you can handle yourself.
What exactly do you want me to do?
Kill him. The outlaw. I'd recommend you do it from a distance. Don't get close. I'm certain he's up to something.
So, why don't you take care of it?
Well, I'm not allowed to leave here. I've got to do things. I'm a technical expert. Angram wouldn't want me to endanger myself. I mean, if he was a piece of technology, I'd be there. The Elex would be out. The law would be satisfied, but... Look, Angram's already watching me. He hears I've been near an outlaw, I'm dead, or exiled.
I will take...
Good. I saw him by the cliff outside the gate into Goliath. You know, below the pit. You should check around there.
Ja, in deze gast vertrouw ik dus op geen meter. Ja. Centjes. Weer. Nou, dan gaan we even kijken. Boven misschien nog wat is. Nee.
Have you heard anything from Zakor? That has to happen sooner or later. Nothing is safe these days. I call that dangerous half zone.
Okay. Dat is warrior.
So, and what is your crime?
What?
I am Warlord Ragnar, patron of this Berserker settlement, while Master Thorold is on pilgrimage. Anyone who commits a crime must answer to me. Emissaries from the other communities also have to speak to me first. So, are you an emissary? Why are you here? Speak.
defector. My people tried to kill me, and I'm seeking refuge.
Ah. You survived an Alb execution? Even if that is true, then you marched straight into the lion's den. So you had better think very carefully about your next answer. Again, what exactly do you want here?
I need your protection.
Well, Edan has become inhospitable in the last few months. But this is not a refuge camp here. Everyone who takes advantage of Goliath's protection must contribute. So if you want to be tolerated here, you must follow my rules. These rules are very simple. If you harm the Berserker community, you will pay. If you serve the community, you will receive fair compensation for it. I hope we understand one another, because if not, you will have to answer to me. Is that clear?
You're the boss.
Yes, correct. The quicker you understand that, the better for you. Heed my advice, and you will find the Berserkers to be good hosts. Is there anything else?
Let's assume I help you out.
Yes?
What kind of special tasks would you have for me?
Special tasks? Why would you figure that I need someone who can do more than just the usual?
Because I see what's going on here.
Is it that obvious that we have some problems here in Goliath?
A fish rots from the head down.
Don't go too far. I'm guessing wherever you came from sees conditions far worse than you'll find here, despite the attacks we are suffering. Bear that in mind before you criticize. But it also takes guts to confront me. So you really want to help us out?
Yes.
There are many things to be done. Our people are dedicated, but we still have supply shortages. Food, medicine, machine parts, and other equipment. There are too few cultivators in the fields. Speak to the people here, and they can tell you where your skills are best used. Earn their trust, and you may earn mine.
Nou,
And if you're planning to
dat
join
is niet
us,
zo lastig. Dan gaan we
then I
gewoon
will
doen.
have a very special task for you.
Hoppa.
A lot of people come to me, looking to join us, to climb the ranks. You look like you have ambition. If you earn my trust, you'll go far here.
Where can I buy armor like yours?
Ha! You can't simply buy a warlord's armor. You don't even have the rank of a cultivator, let alone that of a warrior. And you want warlord's armor?
Why not?
Slow down, friend. First prove to me that you would be a good cultivator. So, make yourself useful in...
Okay.
should come with me. See something more than Goliath.
With all the wounded there are these days, we can hardly keep up.
That's more of a reason. If we keep doing the same things, this war won't end.
Nothing we can do will end this war.
Someone has to do something. Doing the same thing again and again, it's insane.
But what can be done that the warlords haven't done already?
We can take a risk. Isn't it more important that we win this war rather than how we win it? Come with me. I need someone to watch my back when I go look for some supplies. And I know I can trust you.
I can't leave. Stormson, Caldron is counting on me. And there are so many wounded.
You patch them up. I want to give people a chance to fight back. If I can pull this off, you will have fewer wounded to worry about. Why are people so blind? How can they stare at the same thing as you and yet see something so differently?
You think everyone should think the same way?
No, but if something is so obvious,
We gaan hem
why
natuurlijk
can't
even
people
helpen.
see it? We're losing this war. Our enemies can see it, we can see it.
So, why won't anyone do anything about it?
It's not like there isn't a solution out there, a way we can win. But people stick to their old ways and new thinking be damned.
We gaan het meemaken. Even kijken, something tell me.
If you say so.
There's no point saying unless you're prepared to do. If you stay here, incomer, you'll have to keep your views out there. I think Goliath's walls have narrowed the opinions of everyone who lives here. Incomer. It would be good to talk.
Ik kan hem helaas niet. Ja. Ja, het is al een mooie game. Dat wel. Het is echt sweetie.
The fight is the only thing that matters. That makes a real man.
If they don't, are you in need of medical supplies? It'll take time to prepare them, I'm afraid, with all the fighting.
Do you help everyone who asks?
It is a healer's duty, especially in... And it is needed, bitterly. Which is what I have heard from everyone we picked up. Terrible. I wish I could offer aid to all those in need. But it seems not even our magic helps us keep up with supplies.
You must hear a lot about what's going on.
I don't need to hear. I get to see the results. The magic the Albs are using is so destructive. Somehow they're managing to use pure Elex, and it makes me fear for our warriors.
It's more powerful than berserker magic?
It's more destructive. With the damage it's causing, I can't believe it isn't tearing the Albs apart too. It must hurt them.
Hurt? Yes. But they're trained to reject emotions and feelings.
Yes. They say Elex makes machines of men, but I have heard there are Albs who have escaped their addiction. I wish I could meet one. Knowing what they feel might help me assist others to overcome their addiction.
What do you know about Elex withdrawal?
I met an Alb separatist. He was brought in as a prisoner. His external wounds weren't so bad, but internally, emotionally, he was trying to cope with all those withdrawal symptoms, and at the same time he was rediscovering his emotions. All that pain, all that confusion.
What happened to him? Where is he?
He died.
Deze game moet je alleen mee oppassen dat je niet in slaap valt van al die gesprekken. Ze zijn super interessant, maar
if he could leave, so could others. Maybe that could offer hope to us all.
Are you lost?
Nee, ik niet de blacksmith.
someone tell you you could come in here?
Hey, did you know there were some weapons brought back here to Goliath? Energy weapons taken from the clerics? I'd be interested in getting a look at them, if you know how I could get a chance to do that.
And if I did know something about them?
That would be good, for both of us. Listen, what I need is some help. Let's be straight. You recently tracked down a pair of cleric weapons, didn't you?
Is that an accusation?
This is a small town with lots of big mouths. There aren't really that many secrets. So, have you given those weapons over to the pit? Or do you still have them? I know some people who would be happy to pay for them. The berserkers don't want them. The clerics do.
Are you some sort of traitor?
Me? No, I'm no traitor. I just know some interested parties who would like to get hold of those weapons. I'm sure they would be grateful for your help. You'd be making some useful friends.
Friends? You mean you're a cleric, or you know someone who is.
That sort of accusation can get someone killed, so don't go shouting that at me. I'm no use to you dead. Besides, you can do with a friend, and the shards they bring.
I can't give you the weapons. You think it's wrong to forbid technology?
Some say Elex fell from the sky as a curse. Others say it's a blessing. I think it's for each man to decide which. Will you give me those weapons? Of course, of course. I can offer you Elexit if you give them to me. That would only be fair. And should you wish to learn more about technology, I could point you to where answers can be found.
No, your Elexit isn't worth the risk.
Then superstition wins over reason. A loss for us all. Go, hand them in. A shame. I thought you would be clearer thinking than the others here.
Tell me more about...
You know about the comet that struck our planet? Well, back before the impact, Magellan had technology that could take you into space, or to the bottom of the ocean.
So
the clerics want to see that golden age return. We don't want to abandon all the things our people achieved. The clerics think that with Kalan's guidance, technology can sort out this mess of a planet. That it can mean safety and progress for all the free people.
You don't think technology...
Look at the people here. They want to change the world, but they're doing it one handful of soil at a time.
You're staying here although you don't like it. There's something wrong about you.
Okay, you seem to have figured it out. Well, it's safer here, behind these walls, than out there with the mutants. Particularly if you don't have an energy weapon. I was traveling in Edan with a comrade to scout for men and material. We found ourselves cornered by some mutants. I was the only one to survive the attack. I ran like there was no tomorrow, and left my weapon behind. I'm glad they found me and brought me to Goliath. Besides, there are things to learn here. The more people I can convince while I am here, the better it is for everyone.
Ja.
snicking around, I saw you. You quit snicking around, I saw. Welcome, incomer. I hope you are being treated well. Goliath has always opened its doors to those who need shelter. As for me, I think the free people should work together in this war with the elves.
Will I have trouble?
It will mostly be talk. People gossip about incomers. If you want the people here to trust you, then help them. Once they do, they will open their doors to you. You will have a place to stay. A chance to become one of us. And they will likely reward you for your trouble. We Berserkers believe in second chances.
Nou, dat is lief.
It's your choice whether you take that chance or not.
Who are you?
I am Cormag, warlord of the Hammer clan. Each of the clans has its own calling, and ours is magic. A gift given to us in our time of need. Proof that this planet needed a guardian, and that it chose us. We can channel power through our bodies, and battle the machines of the clerics. The power mana gives us seems limitless. And yet, it seems so normal now, doesn't it? It's hard to remember that magic is only a generation old. We have only just started up.
Teach me something.
Sure.
Nou, ik kan dus nog niks geleerd krijgen. Ik heb nog gewoon te weinig geld. Te weinig.
You should leave, okay? Did someone tell you you could come in here?
You'd better get rid of that technology.
So, you decided to stick around. Well, I've been given a job by Warlord Ragnar that I think might suit you, if you want to stay around for longer.
Listen, I'm not sure if I want to stay.
Well, the task I have on offer should profit you, and though it's not the best way to sell our community to you, it should demonstrate that we're open about things here. You see, there was a murder committed just outside Goliath a few months ago. A rather dedicated berserker named Ascor was killed. There's been an investigation, but no definitive answers as to why he was killed. So, Ragnar wants me to follow up and find the murderer.
And what can I do?
Well, I'm having trouble getting answers from people. Maybe an outsider will have more success getting them to open up. Would you talk to the suspects and see what they have to say?
And you think...
You're a stranger here. That means you might see things I won't.
What kind of logic is that?
To be honest, I think this is a dead-end job. But Ragnar, against all the evidence, seems to think it was a berserker that killed Ascor, and he wants answers. Me, I think it's a wild goose chase. None of Ragnar's questioning has thrown up any proof a berserker was involved in this, so chances are it was an alb, an outlaw, or a reaver. But if a warlord has an itch to scratch, then that means we have to go and scratch it. So, let's cross all these suspects off the list and give them some closure.
Is this why you brought me to Goliath? To do your dirty work?
I brought you to Goliath to give you a chance. And this is a way to earn it by getting a warlord on your side.
Tell me about the victim.
His name was Askor. He was a warrior, newly promoted from cultivator. Ragnar had high hopes for him, but Askor wasn't popular. He went missing around Mana's Eve 3 months ago. No one knew where he'd gone, and it wasn't like he had many shards to up and disappear with. Then one of Ragnar's patrols found Askor's body rotten up in the forest. It looks like he was stabbed several times with a sword. Whoever did it was strong enough to overcome him, but clumsy. They didn't find anything on Askor to point to who might be the murderer.
Does Ragnar think a berserker murdered Askor?
Askor was killed with a sword, and there aren't too many people who use swords outside of Idan. But if Ragnar's right, then it must be someone who was outside the walls at the time of the crime. So, Ragnar drew up a list of 5 suspects. No idea why these 5 exactly, but Ragnar will have his reasons.
I'll find the murderer.
Ragnar wants answers. He seems determined to find out what happened. Myself, I don't know if we'll ever know what happened. But if we can eliminate these 5 suspects, he might let this go.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe one of them did do it, and you'll get the proof.
Maar ik weet wel niet eens wie het gedaan heeft. Die heeft mij net ook gevraagd om het te vermoorden. Dus
The suspect.
Tell them you're investigating on Ragnar's orders. They'll answer your questions. Let me know if you need help. Remember, my sword belongs to you.
Who are the suspects?
A group of people who were out there in the first on the list is Baron. He's a guard. Well, he's supposed to be a guard. As far as I know, he doesn't have an alibi. But I think the only real reason he's on the list is because he knew Askor when he was younger. Then there's Thorgal. He's in charge of a world heart in Abessa. I have no idea why Ragnar would put him on the list. Maybe just to be complete. Third is Garen, a hunter. He was reliable, but he seems to have lost heart in himself. There's something troubling him. Last are Irdor and Rock. Rock I can't get a handle on. There's something he's not happy about. Irdor is still wet behind the ears. Bit of a whiner, but seems to care about his job. They were all outside Goliath at the time of the murder.
What do you want me to ask them?
Where they were 3 months ago around Mana's Eve when the crime was committed. What they thought of Askor. I doubt you'll get a confession. I doubt any of them did it, but you'll get a sense of the men, and then you can report back to me so we can close the case.
Where can I find them?
They're all still out there. Track them down, then report back to me when you've discovered something.
nou, dan hebben we weer een missie erbij. Ik ben alleen benieuwd waar de Plex-missie is. Nou, gaan we zo even Dus even vragen of iemand voor mij de supplies wil laten doen.
Welcome to the Mana Shrine. Have you been sent here with a task? Or are you here in search of a healer? Speak now. Or have you taken a vow of silence?
It sounds like you're doing good work.
Saving our world. The only work that matters. This is the Mana Shrine. where Elex is turned from poison to nectar. One day, all Elex will come here, and Magalan will be free from its influence. Until then, we must contend with the danger here. The power released from Elex can make the shrine a hazardous place. Please, be careful here. The power of Elex. Tell me, who are you? You've not said what you're doing here. Something brought you here, didn't it? You were drawn to this place.
I was an alb, but I'm free from Elex now.
Then you are an alb no more. It is Elex that turns a man into an alb. Without that poison, you are free to make your own choices. You have told me who you were. Now we will find out who you are. Please understand, whatever feelings are new to you, every person faces that same struggle. It is the struggle Magalan suffers from too. She is dosed with Elex. She has it in her veins as you did. But Magalan does not suffer from temptation. You must feel the lure of Elex to your bones. The power it offers. Resist it. One sign of you giving in to the temptation of Elex, and I will be forced to report you. If this world gives in to Elex, it will consume us all.
What do you do here, other than give free advice?
As Amric said, our hope for Magalan is that all Elex shall become mana, that from mana Magalan will be reborn. From wasteland shall spring forest, for we are the healers of the world. So, the workers bring the Elex to us, and we transmute it at the mana shrine. Well, that is supposed to be what happens, but people don't seem able to stick to their tasks.
So, how do you transform Elex?
Transmute. We transmute. We place the Elex in the mana shrine. There is something in this mountain, the way the rock was changed by the comet. As the Elex passes through, it is changed, purified into mana. If you bring anything that has been altered by Elex close to the shrine, you can feel it.
What goods have you?
Sure.
Another one? I swear if security had been this lax in the days of Eric Eisenfaust, we'd all be clerics. What are you seeking here, stranger? Safety? A new start? Meaning? All those things can be offered to those who accept our laws.
Would you let me stay here and become a berserker?
Finding new recruits is part of a warlord's duty. You will find Goliath more open than many places. We offer protection to those from outside who understand that Edan is working to help Magalan. Stick to the laws, respect our ways, and you will find Goliath.
Nou, en deze man moet ik dus
Break the
even
laws,
vragen of
show contempt and punishment will
hij
follow. You will have a fair chance
ja,
here if you understand
wat
that.
dingetjes wil regelen voor ons, dan gaan we ook aan hem doen. Dus dan komt
Cinda sent me.
Cinda? Is there another problem with food supplies?
She hasn't received the resupply she needs, and nobody seems to know when she will.
Didn't Jorah sort this out? Or has his failure to fix things become my problem?
What does Jorah have to do with this?
Jorah was supposed to have sorted this out. Once more, it comes back to me to resolve this directly. Then, there won't be any more escorts for the deliveries. The last group I sent were killed by a troll. We haven't more men to lose that way.
A troll killed your men?
Good men. I've fought beside some of them. Being eaten alive was not the fate they deserved. I'll not send more men to their deaths. We have scant enough as it is. Cinda will have to deal with this problem herself. Tell her it is time she called on one of the other clans for help. The Ison clan will no longer risk lives for fish and meat.
Hey, watch it there! You think the armor in this... Well, you wouldn't be the only one, but let me tell you, it's not my damned hard work.
Ah.
Can I get some of this armor?
I am only authorized to hand out equipment to anyone who has earned it. A cultivator isn't allowed to wear the armor of a paladin. That armor goes with that rank and that honor. So, if you want a set of it, you'll have to work to earn it.
I'd like to trade.
Pick your armor, choose your weapon, we can trade.
Okay. Die heb ik volgens mij zelf.
Take that tick to the pit. It should be disposed of.
Zo. Nou, dit was de tweede film die ik gemaakt heb. Ik heb weer ongeveer iets meer dan een uurtje gespeeld. We hebben wel alleen veel gepraat met mensen en gekeken hoe de stad eruit ziet. Je merkt dat er heel veel story in de game zit die ik nog allemaal lekker ga uitpluizen en precies ga kijken bij welke faction ik nou uiteindelijk wil gaan horen. Ik heb in ieder geval al wat vriendjes gemaakt en wat minder leuke vriendjes, dus we gaan het meemaken. Hey, bedankt voor het kijken en tot volgende keer.